At number three, I like Aston Martin. I made Aston Martin and AlphaTauri are tied for three. And um, number two is actually Alfa Romeo.
Hmm.
Then number one, I know Mike, it's not here to. He said this last week, but he doesn't like it. But it's a new brand, new car company. I really love, especially on the night circuit where they had this, where Alonso was driving it. I love Alpine. I think it's a really good car. You want to
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Um,
know my
so
favorite?
your what? Your least favorite? Yeah, give me your least.
Like many others, I am not a. Now I can't go in a vehicle, but I'm not fond of that um, mission window on the Ferrari. That green one, I don't like that. I think that really pushes it down. Um, I know Mike is probably going to kill me, but he's not here this week. I'm not a fan of the Williams, that blue zebra stripe. I don't know, but overall, I'm not a fan. And you're going to kill me, Chaz, but I'm not a fan of the Mercedes. I don't
Mm.
like that ANG splattered all over all the back. I mean, I understand AMG is their biggest sponsor. It is Mercedes. They're trying to promote that line as much as possible. I just feel they probably could have done a little differently. I don't know. I'm not. I'm just not a fan of it.
Yeah. No, I get that. I actually am not a fan of the this black and red. I don't know why they incorporated the red and the gray as much as they did into the Mercedes.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not a fan of that. That doesn't look great to me. Um, but yeah, I definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I, let's kind of go through the ones I do like.
Okay.
Um, I'll give you my three in reverse order too. I have AlphaTauri at three. Um, Number two, such a good looking car, the Aston Martin. Um, I'm such a fan of that green. I think it's iconic. Obviously, Aston Martin, beautiful. It's actually a different green than just kind of like that deep, dark kind of British racing green. It's almost kind of more suggestive of a green. It has a little bit more blue in it, which I really like. It's maybe a little aqua, but huge fan of that. And then I love like classic liveries. And so my absolute favorite when I saw it, I was like, yes, please, is the Alfa Romeo. It reminds me a bit of the Sauber liveries from a few years back, and I was a huge fan of those. So I definitely like that red and white, simple, consistent throughout the entire car. Unlike the Mercedes, which just has different colors coming out of random places. Um, yeah, those are my top picks.
What about your bottom?
Um, yeah, I would say my bottom would definitely be. I would say it'd probably be Mercedes. Um, I really don't like that wing. It bothers me. I don't think it looks great at all. And if we're giving like overall points or taking away overall points, then um, I mean Red Bull kind of phoned it in this season,
Yeah.
as did McLaren. I think they kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, McLaren is now trying, from what I understand, from the team principal, they're trying to get like this iconic look like they had for 15 years, from the early '80s to the mid 1990s, was
Hmm.
that classic red and white Marlboro look.
Right.
They also had that almost like classic silver look with the like the early 2010s, which I absolutely
Mhm.
late 2000s, early 2010s. So they're trying for that iconic look now with it orange. But
Yeah, yeah. And then trying to like just hone in on it and make it similar every season the way that Ferrari does. And
mhm.
um, so yeah, I get it. It's meh. Even the first season, it wasn't like revolutionary design. It doesn't look super great. That orange and blue. I mean, if it was just orange or um, maybe like orange and white, something that would like pop out more, or I don't know, orange on orange, with like just like different shades of like maybe a burnt orange on top of that or something like that. Just something that would be more visually interesting than just like resolving the orange so easily with just a complementary blue. I don't know. It's just kind of boring for me.
It is, honestly. And I understand where they're coming from. But I'm like you. It's like doesn't even though that um, Aston Martin has that type of same feel as far as the color scheme, but to your point, they made that green and that pink from Racing Point just make it great together. The pink it's just a highlight pinstripe, not that big this year, and that green is actually the old Aston Martin racing green. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that color, but they made it work great. But uh,
yeah,
like if they were going to do something like that, they'd do like a burnt orange on the McLaren or
yeah.
the
I mean, it looks like it could be any generic Tropicana like container. Like I mean, it could be anything. Um, any sort of like generic candy or like it's just the colors aren't special or unique or interesting, and seeing it on a car just doesn't really do anything. I think from a being iconic standpoint, yeah, I think it'll be noticeable and recognizable because nobody else would want to do it.
sure. But also they could probably took a page out of Mercedes and Aston Martin, where they just could have done the blue in a pinstripe instead of making it like big on the bottom, but
Sure,
maybe change it up a little bit or something.
I like that.
Um, Before we go, let's talk about Haas there and their car. I know we talked about it before, but as far as just reveals and stuff like that, yes, it is the Russian color flags on there. Let's call a spade a spade. It's just the Russian color flags on it, and they made note about it. But overall, it doesn't look bad. I mean, granted, I wish. I mean, the one they had a few years ago with, granted, energy drink that they sponsored, Rich Energy, like but they came out with a great looking car with the black and gold, and now it
Yeah, does anyone think that it looks bad?
it doesn't look great, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't look bad though. But it's just like it for me. It does when I look at it now. It just I don't know. I just want to sing Mother Russia. It's just it,
Yeah, I think it looks. It obviously looks like the flag, um, but yeah, I actually think it's rather clean looking.
it is.
Not yeah. I wouldn't say it looks bad, especially especially the way that the halo looks in white. Surprisingly, that particular bit really works for me. The silhouette of the halo in white. A lot of the or not a lot of, but some of the other teams have changed the color of the halo. Um, like like the Alfa Romeo actually has a different color halo.
Mhm.
But yeah, I actually think it looks super clean, and I don't have a problem with it.
Um, Lastly, was one of my losers is your opinion on Ferrari, what they did with the regular Ferrari red and that burgundy in the back. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think I think anytime they do something a little bit different, I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Take like a little bit of a different approach. I definitely appreciate it. So I'm never going to complain about about them trying something new or doing something that isn't just basic red all over with their sponsors on top.
Yeah.
Now, I don't love. I'm like you. I don't love the crazy bright Mission Winnow. Um, I think Mission Winnow. Do you know the story behind Mission Winnow?
It is a Philip Morris company that,
Yes.
um, correct me if I'm wrong, is also they own Marlboro cigarettes, and this is just
Correct.
a way for them to get their advertising Marlboro cigarettes on there without actually saying Marlboro.
Correct. Right. So it's just an indirect way to stay in the sport. So, um, yeah, I think they probably give them a ton of money,
Mhm.
and so they so they just like, hey, we want this on there in contrasting colors this year, so that you literally cannot miss it. Like we want it to be offensively green. And Ferrari was like, well, you're paying us an obscene amount of money, so we'll make it offensive.
Well, I heard someone say this too, is to the point of Ferrari as well as Mercedes AMG stickers on the back. Um, it might be hideous looking, but they're serving their purpose as far as we're talking about it.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's just true. That's true. And you see it, you can't help but avoid it. So it's kind of a classic all press is good press kind of thing.